Just today, the White House unveiled an economic stimulus plan that would provide roughly $60 billion for the airline and cruise industry, although many have been arguing it doesn't do enough for regular workers, for people battling healthcare-related bankruptcy or student debt. Plus, the restaurant industry as a whole gets no bailout under this plan. One restaurateur in New York saying the entire crisis for the industry is actually, quote, worse than after 9/11. Quarantine policies and closures forcing restaurants and bars all over the nation to close. This is an incredible stress on the owners, on the waiters, on the cooks, and on the bartenders.
It'll be harder for our servers, our hosts, our back of the house, because they're not going to have any income for the next 3 weeks.
One, it's going to hurt the economy so much, and two, we're going to have tons of people filing for unemployment.
It's devastating on so many levels.
Most people live paycheck to paycheck, right? We're mom and pops. We're small business. We count on every day, every week.
We're talking about small and local businesses all around the country. So to get into this and not just do the national news that we've been doing for much of the hour, I want to talk to one person who really knows this world. Marcus Samuelsson joins me by phone. He is the owner and head chef of the popular Red Rooster restaurant in Harlem, New York. In fact, you may remember we actually happened to speak to voters there about the Democratic primary. We were at that flagship location just last month. He is an entrepreneur and an expert on this industry and knows a lot of people affected. Thanks for hopping on the line.
Thank you so much, Ari, for having me. And, you know, it's unbelievable that just a month ago we were here. You were here with your team at Red Rooster, and so much has changed just in a couple of weeks.
Yes, it's something that has affected so many people. But when you look at outside of the initial folks who are dealing with, of course, the actual health crisis, patients, healthcare workers, et cetera, when you see who is affected most in business, there's a lot of people who could lose their jobs over this, which is a significant disruption that they did nothing to cause, obviously.
No.
Walk us through what you're seeing on the front lines in terms of the problem.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, our community is in a huge crisis, right? This is the toughest thing that we've ever dealt with. And this bailout has to reach the restaurant community, the workers, the small businesses, and not just big businesses. Every time there's a bailout, it reaches huge businesses, big businesses, and that's important too. But the restaurant industry employs over 15 million people. And just as much as people live paycheck to paycheck, so does small businesses, so does restaurants. And we need this bailout to really reach the cooks, the dishwasher, the servers, the bartenders. This is a huge crisis. And I don't see, in Harlem, where through Red Rooster, we employ over 180 people. And there's so many different communities that are impacted on this, right? The people who supply us vegetables, the people who supply us fish and meat and so on. And everyone, when a restaurant shuts, when a neighborhood restaurant shuts, it impacts so many more people than people can imagine. That's the lower economy. Yeah.
Let me ask you, Marcus, from your expertise, as I mentioned, you're a restaurateur involved in several restaurants. Yeah. What is the amount of time that a typical restaurant in a typical part of the United States can stay closed before they have to look at layoffs or even other more drastic measures?
Traditionally, it is a low-margin business to begin with, right? And restaurants don't save up a lot of cash. They put it straight back in. And, we had, spring is a big moment for these restaurants. We came out of a difficult winter. We've changed, our business have changed so much with different types of laws that we have to adjust to. So to have this hit us now, it's devastating. And, every restaurant employs so many people, employs enormous amount of people. And I just feel like, when people discuss around politics that we're going to get $1,000 to workers in a couple of months, that's not fast enough. The restaurant workers need it now. The small businesses need help now. The bailout needs to reach us. And, I can compare this. I grew up in Sweden, for example, and this is when you need government. When you have a crisis like this is what you need government for. Right? This is a crisis that has, no one's fault. It just happened. And here we want the companies to take care of all this. But in Sweden, for example, if an employee gets unemployed, he can file for unemployment, and the government takes care of that. Healthcare, sick pay. The government takes care of that. That's what you pay taxes for. Here, it's up to the companies, and the companies here just doesn't have enough. The small businesses just doesn't have enough money to take care of that, and we need it now. We need the government to step in and help the workers, the small businesses right now. This is a crisis like never before.
Marcus Samuelsson, we wanted to devote some time here to look at this local aspect, different than some of the federal proposals we've heard about. So I appreciate you jumping on the line, calling in from home. We'll be checking back with you. I'm short on time, but yes, final thought.
Just one thing, There's also in a community like in urban America, there's a lot of food insecurities. And, restaurants like Red Rooster would love to, become community kitchens. But, it's also about safety. So we have to make sure that before we do that, we need to know what is the safest way to serve people. How can we link with City Meals on Wheels and City Harvest and groups like that? So imagine all the food insecure people in Harlem right now, next week, where they're going to get the food from. This is, we have to think through it in so many different levels. It's not just big businesses. This is about people. This is about neighborhood. This is about hospitality community as a whole.
Marcus Samuelsson giving us food for thought, to be sure. We'll be checking in with you as the story evolves. Thank you. Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.